Okay, guys, we just want to say welcome to Beautiful Cricket that's brought to you by TVN Cricket Power Play right here in South Florida as we have the Miami Reds versus the Florida Masters. And this is the second game of the day. And at the crease, you'll see no other than Kenneth Williams, Mr. Sleepy, Ken, and Powell. So both players are past players from out of Jamaica. We have St. Elizabeth player from St. Elizabeth Technical High School, and then we have Powell from up there in Manchester. So here they all come together to form the Miami Red, which is going at 2.4 overs, and this is a 20 over affair for the afternoon. So we're going to be looking in beautiful cricket, and as I said, it's the Masters League. So what you get to see is some of the cricketers who would have had their better days 20 years ago, 10, 15, you name it. But they were the names that were being called back then. And here you're going to have them in this competition. Earlier we saw the first game with names such as Mac Creasy, names such as Mr. Soup Bone. Those names will live through South Florida. And this afternoon you're going to see name like Wayne Cuff coming out of Jamaica. So it's gonna be a beautiful afternoon for cricket, and sitting in here is no other than Mr. Tucker, the man who is in charge of TVM Power Play, the man who brings cricket on a weekly basis to you guys. So we just ask that you watch and you share. So Tucker, it's a beautiful afternoon. It's cricket, lovely cricket again.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Thomas. You're always welcome here, and I know whenever welcome, it's like you like to. Um, the viewers always be happy to hear your voice because you're one of those person who always bring good things to not only for cricket, but this man always have something going on. Here we have a new business that is taking over, and it's like you can say it's a people's person, Mr. Ian Thomas. And thanks again for stopping by, sir. And you'll be playing some cricket today. For you haven't played, you haven't been playing for quite some time. I know we're. I am getting up there in age. I don't know about you, but nice to see you back out on the field.
Yes, sir. So, guys, I just want to say it's a pleasure to be here, especially to be sitting beside such a gentleman as Mr. Elton Tucker. And I got to say Elton Tucker Sr. because his son is a junior. So you may hear that name playing, in the South Florida League. That's his son, He's doing pretty well, like father, like son. He loves the game of cricket and he's doing exceptionally well. But here I am sitting in with the father who also loved the game of cricket, actually got me introduced on the South Florida side in terms of cricket. Beautiful shot there. That one was just punched through the cover by Powell in a graceful shot. So, it's a pleasure to be here, and it's always welcoming when I get a chance to report or just to say anything in regards to cricket. Everybody know this is my game. Everybody know this is the love of my life outside of my wife. There's nothing like cricket. So it's always a pleasure once I get to either get on the field of play or just to be behind the microphone bringing it to you guys out there. So, I really appreciate Mr. Tucker and what he's doing here at TVN Power Play, where he brings us cricket from all over in South Florida here. We also saw during the World Cup, he was bringing in even coverage with Biff TV, where, they were bringing the World Cup, which was a big thing for the US. So, Tucker, we have seen cricket have been elevated to another level in US. We, gonna take it back way back when I got into the US and get into the cricket 2006. Cricket was barely moving. I don't know if you had seen this vision coming, but knowing the person you are, you probably have seen it as you are part of that history. Tell us what you think about cricket here in the USA.
Well, I think it comes a long way. And while they may go back in history and say, I mean, cricket was here for so many years ago, decades ago. But right now it's getting much, much popular. And as you can see, they start the major league and they got the minor league. The cricket here in South Florida is getting better again. It was, I got to say again, because I could remember back in the 80s and 90s, it was a lot more competitive, and then it falls off, and it coming back again for the past, we say 2 3 years. I can see a lot of improvement, and some good teams are stopping by in Florida and playing some good cricket, and that's what we're looking for, and that's what we would expect to see happen here in South Florida. Some good cricket and better cricket played.
Guys, so I must just say this about South Florida. So South Florida is blessed with beautiful sunshine. Here in South Florida, I really don't miss Jamaica in that, we are having the similar climatic condition here. So it allows us to play a full day of cricket. And if you love cricket, well, nothing more than you see the sun gets up in the sky and the field is ready for play. So, South Florida really welcome cricket, and it's one of those states in the USA that cricket plays year round. So, as you see, Elton have mentioned several competition that is happening here, major league, minor league, plus the local leagues that we have here going on. Now, you see, we have in the Masters League, and this is not the only Masters competition, but this is another introduction, of a Masters League, and this one is, I would say, it's a test proof. It starts out with a 25 over, and we may actually go to a 20 over. We're not sure, but for right now, it's 25 overs, and the guys, are up to the task. They're ready, and I said these are no 16-year-old folks. These are grown men, and for me, it's really a pleasure to be playing along with them. But what that means is that I'm aging up. I'm getting there because it's over 45 competition, and I'm 2 years the mark already.
Well, I'm not gonna say that is good, because you have your feeling, I got mine. I passed through all of this, and like I said, in order to get experience, you can't just get experience like that. You can't buy experience. So experience comes with age, and it's like the older you get is the more experience you get. I mean, yes, you're losing a little of your youth, but at the same time, you're gaining the experience. So you can beat that.
Yes, so you're right on a few points there, Tucker. So the thing is, experience really come with aging, and as I say, I was talking to somebody earlier this morning, and I say success really comes because of what we have learned over the years. So basically, I'll say failure is also an ingredient to our success. And really and truly, this version of it, being 45 and over, it takes a lot, to really muscle up and go out there and perform the way we see these guys are performing. And the good thing about that is that it gets you moving. And I think we're at our best when the body is moving. And working in the healthcare industry, I realize that the more we move, the better it is for us. And just getting in a bit of exercise is what could be the difference between you getting into a wheelchair at an early age, and walking around just like having a regular life. I've seen it. So I tell people to really model their lifestyle, with their diet, a little exercise, and basically your nutrition is key. Exercise is key to our health, and our lifestyle, what we do, the way we sleep, the way we eat, guys, and even the play here. This goes a far way, just that little 20 or 30 minutes at the crease, keep the heart beating, pumping, the blood flowing properly. There's nothing that can beat that. You can pay for that. That is priceless. And it's really a gift to be out here playing with these guys and just to see how well they're performing at this age. As you can look out there and see, we have Kenneth Williams that is batting. This man is, I always call him a senior citizen, but he looks like a 16-year-old when he's at the crease. He plays the ball so graceful, He's able to play every shot in the textbook. He plays both sides of the field, and just look at him how he runs between the wickets. You could never tell that he's the age that he is, and that goes a far way to tell you the level of conditioning that this guy have been able to maintain over the years, and it's really good to see us out here performing at this level and doing our best, and at the same time entertaining you guys out there that is watching. Also, help. Wow, what a beauty that's a hit, and that one I think it's gone out the park. Tucker, that's a beautiful six from Ken. Just as we're talking about him and being able to play both sides of the field, he hits that one all the way over mid wicket, 6 runs. Beautiful shot.
You're making me feel that I need to put my net across in front of the studio here, because it means that it looked like you intend to make shots today, and big shots, not just little shots, but big shots.
Yeah, that was a beautiful hit there by Ken. It didn't take much power, much muscle. As you can see, it's more like a timing, coordination, just the use of the wrist, and that shows the experience, that comes with years of playing the shot. Timing, perfect, immaculate, beautiful shot from Ken. So, guys, with that said, the score is now 29 for 1 with 5.1 overs being bowled. And the two bowler we have there is Robin and Mark Lang. And the two batsmen at the crease is no other than Powell. We know he hails from Jamaica, out of Manchester. And as I said, Ken Williams, a man who have played a lot of cricket back there in Jamaica, actually went to my alma mater, St. Elizabeth Technical High School. You'll never hear me doing a commentary or talking and doesn't mention St. Elizabeth Technical High School or STETS. That's where I'm from. That's where I learned my cricket. And once it has cricket, I have to mention St. Elizabeth Technical High School. I always have to give a shout out to my coach, Juna Bennett. So I just want to shout out cricketers over there in St. Elizabeth, all our followers, the viewers, big up yourself. And if you're a Jamaican, we say big up yourself. Caribbean, big up yourself. Cricket is in our blood. If you're an Englishman, we're going to say big up yourself. Australian, big up yourself. The Indians, big up yourself. As you know, cricket here in South Florida, it's a lot of Indians, a lot of Caribbean players. We're going to give a shout out to all the Pakistani Indians. They are the ones who also keep this cricket going. They're always out here, whether it be a Saturday or a Sunday, they're out here on the field playing. And as I said, the love for cricket when it comes to Caribbean people is just different. So we're gonna shout out to the West Indies. Even though at times they don't live up to our expectation, but nevertheless it's cricket and we love it and we're gonna follow it. And that is Ken. He's playing this one back down the ground. Should get an easy single as the two fielders coming, one from long off, one from long on. Both of them actually got to the ball at the same time. Picked up, and we see the fielder kind of wiping that ball down as the outfield. Was a little damp earlier. We had a little shower in the beginning. So the left-hander is no other than Powell. He backs away, tries to cut that one. It went straight through to the keeper. No connection. That means no run. Just another delivery. So, guys, as I said, you want to follow cricket here in South Florida, well, you got to go to TVN Power Play. This cricket is brought to you by no other than Mr. Elton Tucker Sr. Always at these games, bringing you cricket, lovely cricket. And today you also get to see him on the field of play. As I said, it is a Masters competition, so you get to see some of those cricketers that you haven't seen for years. They're back in the game again, and they're ready for this competition, this tournament. And it's promised to be a beautiful tournament. Already we have seen the first game, which was a very close one, went down to the very last delivery. So Powell is on 9. Kenneth Williams is on 13. And the total is 30 for 1 after 6 overs. Getting cuts down into the ground. And they're on point, able to pick up. It's a slow delivery, and this one is cut out to the point boundary. Only a single. Still a beautiful shot from Ken. I said he's able to play on both sides of the field. Earlier we see him pulling one over mid wicket for 6 runs. This time we see him cutting out to the point boundary, having full control of both shots. Only that one brought him a boundary, 6 runs, and this one only a single. But nevertheless, 2 beautiful shots. And this brings the left-handed Powell, who's also good at cutting the ball. You never shot outside his off stop, he's going to punish you. This time he went for the swing. And guys, I just want to remind you, if you're going to be taking part in this tournament, well, one of the most important things would be hydrating yourself. Hydration is going to be the key. As earlier, we can see a few of the players, they were feeling a little bit tired, a little weakness, and it have to do with their hydration. And I just want to say something about hydrating. I'll say don't wait until the day of play to say you're hydrating yourself. Really and truly, from the medical field and from what I know, is that it would be best if we start hydrating at least a day before. So you're coming out here today, which is a Saturday, then we'll expect that you start putting in that fluid from yesterday, the Friday, and make sure that your cells are fully hydrated and ready for today. As you can see, it's very hot out there. And what you do on this day of play is that you continue to drink your water, your Gatorade, make sure you're hydrating yourself, just to compensate for that water that will be lost from our body due to sweating. What a beautiful shot here. This one is picked up from outside off stop, swing backward of square, 4 runs to Powell. Beautiful shot from him. So as I said, these guys, still playing like when they were 16 at the top of their game. As you can see, they're really playing some beautiful shots here. These are textbook style. These are the blueprint of what they're capable of. This is nothing new to them. They've been doing this type of play for many years, and coming out here at this age, still being able to perform those very shots that they used to at an early age, tells something about the type of cricketer these guys are. And right now at the crease, you have 2 of the finest in South Florida at this age. You're still playing with their regular team, you know, so they're still able to compete with this 18, 19, 20, 25-year-old guys, still making their name, still able to make the 11 on their team. So these are two of the finest you see in South Florida here, Powell and Williams. And don't forget, guys, later on you're gonna see a man like Wayne Cuff coming in out to the crease. And Wayne Cuff, we know, play a lot of cricket back there in Jamaica. So I probably need to get a team list to read out some of the players that will be coming out here this afternoon. They should be able to get 2 runs there. That one is going close out to the boundary. Throws comes in, and they're comfortable home for 2 runs. So the score goes up to 37 for 1. And Ryan is the bowler. One is just outside off stump. Swing and a miss from Ken. Ryan is no stranger to South Florida cricket. He's been also been playing for several years here. Got one down the leg side, just a little bit strain on the leg stump there. Miss by Ken again. And now this time he sprayed it outside the off stump, too wide, and this one is called by the umpire. Luckily for him, the one before it brushes the pad, so he was called. This time he went just outside the off stump, too much width. Couldn't even reach with Ken extending a long bat. Can go with this one over cover, and it's going close over the boundary, and the signal will come in a few minutes. We're waiting on the umpire, and umpire signaled 4 runs. So another beautiful shot here from Ken going over cover. That's a hard shot to play, but nevertheless Ken let that one look very easy as he just eased into the delivery, putting it over cover, one bounce into the boundary, 4 more runs to him. On the leg side again. This time I think he will be called a wide. Yes. So Ken goes up to 20, 42 for 1, 7.4 overs. Beautiful hit again by Ken. 6 runs to him. Ken is really out for Ryan this afternoon as he finishes the over with a beautiful 6. So it's now 49 for 1 after 8 overs. Good going here from the Miami Reds playing against the Florida Masters. So Ryan over just cost him 14 runs. Mark Lane bowled 2 overs, only 8 runs so far from him. So 50 runs is on the board for the Miami Reds. 8.1 delivery. And this is just 8 overs in, 8.1 over. Ken Williams is back on strike here. Cuts straight to the man at gully. And he goes straight on the ground. This one drops just short of the man down there at long on. No attempt of taking that catch. Don't think he was actually walking in. I think if he was, then there may have been a half chance of a catching. So that's just me. Another single to Ken that will bring him up to 26 runs. Fifty-one for one. What a beautiful shot there. Running out into the boundary. Beautiful shot from Powell. So it's 55 for one after 8.4 overs being bowled. Current run rate is about 6 runs and over. Partnership is 42 from 37. New bowler is Bidar. Very close one, shaving the wicket there. Luckily for Powell, that one did not spun back as much. The outside edge of the bat misses the outside edge of the wicket. Luckily for him, he's still there. This time he's on driving this one backward of square. So again, guys, it's cricket, lovely cricket, been brought to you by TVN Powerplay, no other than Mr. Elton Tucker. Wherever cricket is, he's gonna bring it to you guys. So he have been bringing cricket right across the USA here. So TVN Powerplay is the place for cricket, lovely cricket. And as I just spoke of the man here, he up here, Mr. Elton Tucker. Tell us your little input on this game.
Yeah, well, it's a water break. Um, if they're taking a water break, am I assuming that it's 10 overs each?
The scoreboard is showing 9 overs, so they take an early break.
Well, with this kind of weather, um, it seems like it really would be necessary to take that water break early because the weather out there is really something else, I should say. 9 overs. And Miami Reds is 56 for 1.
So I think the umpires may be a little bit considerate here, given the nature of the day, the heat of the day, and given the fact that these guys are all over 45, including myself, and I may be the young 40s, 47, 2 years over the mark so far, but you can tell that the heat of the day is taking a toll on the players. We have seen from the earlier game, at least 7 players had to, take a longer rest break than needed. We talked to Mac Creation and he said, it was really exhausting out there in terms of the heat of the day and just to deal with 25 overs on that field of play. It's pretty much challenging. However, luckily for this afternoon, it's 20 overs that will be bowled for each team. We're almost halfway there and we can see we have gotten a break. So the umpires may be a little considerate, or unless they're decided to basically cut the overs instead of 20 over, then it would have to be an 18 over if we're splitting it down the middle, 9 overs break. So really and truly, I can tell you it is hot down here. We are down here in Delray at the Mac cricket ground, and it's cricket that is brought to you by TVN Powerplay. Go over there on YouTube, follow, subscribe, share. Cricket, lovely cricket, over 45 cricket. Simple mean you're seeing some of the players from the yesteryear, in their glory days. They're back, at this Masters competition. And as you can see at the wicket, we have no other than Powell and Ken Williams, both of them playing some extraordinary shots. Seems like they are living their best days in terms of cricket. We can see some beauty, of a shot that was played by Ken, going over mid wicket for 6, and then we see him hitting Ryan down the ground for 6. 2 beautiful shots. We see him stroking through the cover, and we look at Powell on the other end. He's playing some gracious stroke, left-handed player. We know, they grace the ball with class. You just have to look back at great Brian Charles Lara when he gets over that ball and stroke it through the cover. It is something to look at. It is a picture that you'll always remember. So you think about it, it's like Lara now back. So we see even the West Indies have that Masters League going on, and then we get to see those players from the yesteryear. We get to see Charles Lara playing some beautiful shot here, playing for the West Indies. it was really a pleasure for me watching them last season. You know, as I get to see, the cricketers, that I've been following, in terms of the West Indies in their glory days, and to see them back. We get to look at Chris Gayle again with his hard hitting, the man who amassed the most sixes, in T20 at a certain stage. We know those records may not last forever. We see poor and younger generation coming hitting six like crazy. So it's really fun to get to go back to yesteryear and see these players here in South Florida, some of the best. And I said earlier this morning, we see man like Supo and Mark Johnson. Those were the players, those were the names that when I got to Florida that I would have heard. And I say those were the big gunners. This afternoon, you also get to see man like Wayne Cuff. We know what he can do. Even the Masters in Jamaica, he came out with the most centuries down there. Tucker. So and it's looking good for the Masters. Looking good to see what they're able to do at this age, which you're part of it. You've been playing for many years.
Yes, sir. And in the meantime, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to jump into some commercial. And I know you may want to take a break, but I'll do this.
Yes, guys. So together we rise, building our nation LLC. And what you see there is that we're in a business in terms of helping people. One help the other. We basically build together. And, it is a company that I've put together by myself, family members, friends. We look out and we see the need that is there. And from those needs, we basically tailor a platform that we're able to help each other grow, one person at a time, one community at a time, and as you can see, there are several services that's been offered there. And any service that appeal to you, anything you want to learn about, anything you choose to just, dig deeper into, you can always contact using the number above there, 561-352-9208. You definitely will get your answers. And as I say, you see a private nurse, and what that means, I am big on health, and I think health is our first wealth, and that's where it all begins. We basically focusing on our health, especially guys for people who are getting there up in age. We got to remember that our body is not the same. We're using up a lot of our resources, as we go through life. And sometimes we need to put it back. Sometimes we need to tailor it. Sometimes we just need to know the do and the don'ts, and that could make a difference. So if anything interests you there, guys, don't hesitate to reach out to the number there. As we can see, we're international, stretches from Jamaica into America, and we'll help you a lot of things. So here we see the guys, they're about to take the field again for the second half of this. We can see a few of them, walking patiently, timely, as they're conserving that energy. And I spoke earlier about how important it is to hydrate ourselves. You know, could really get to a point where your body becomes dehydrated. And dehydration, many of us don't know, but it leads to muscle wasting, muscle damage, and you don't want to have that happening to you, especially if you're playing a game of cricket.
You can't say this any better, Mr. Thomas. And I hope that the listeners out there um, will take heed and understand. And as we would say, don't play around with this. Very serious.
You know, and to really perform a show, to show what they can bring and what they have to offer to us, so we can sit back there and enjoy it. Driving, going out to the mid wicket boundary, and they only get a single. But it's a beautiful shot from the left-hander Powell, who shows that he still got it. You know, still have those shots. Still being able to play both sides of the field. Likewise, Mr. Ken Williams, we see him cutting, we see him pulling, we see him going down the wicket. Both of them are playing, and here we go. This one is straight to the man at cover, and it hits him straight in the knee. And we're not seeing him getting up. He's actually checking out the knee there. See, a hop, and probably you'll find a skip later to shake it out. Ken goes for the cut again. This one is cut through point area, running down to the boundary. Should only get 2 runs here, as it held up just inside of the boundary. And the fielder throw midway, asking for a little help out. And there at point picks up, throw back to the wicket keeper. And as I tell you guys, this is nothing more than conserving energy, because he didn't try to throw it all the way back to the keeper. He throw it halfway. And that means his partner could help him out, get it in. When you age, guys, it's like, let's say, real wine, and age, it gets better. So they're getting much smarter here in that.
Well, he dropped the ball, so he can't be out.
These guys are playing brain cricket here. And youngsters, if you're out there, you may want to watch. You may learn something. I know some of you guys think there's nothing to learn from the old, but I tell you, they've been down your path, and they know how to conserve energy. When you're young, you have so much energy, bursting energy. We even waste energy doing some things that really don't help us grow. This one is straight down the ground here, and it will help hold up just inside. And they have taken an easy single. You see Ken, he just walks back to the crease, not putting in too much effort. He knows there's only a single, or that's what he's going to take. Well, he's conserving energy. Way to go. At the end of the day, we're still going to need some runs on the board. And as I say that, it's about 61 for 1. 9.5 overs being bowled. Beautiful delivery here from the bowler, beating the batsman just outside the off stump. That's Andre Fraser. Beautiful delivery to complete his over. And it's 60 for 1 after 10 overs. So we're looking at a projected score of about 122 if they continue at the rate that they're going, just a little bit over 6 runs per over. But this partnership have actually yielded 51 runs off 46 deliveries. So they're scoring over 100 strike rate here. At the rate that they're going, just a little bit. So, good cricket being played. As I said, they're conserving energy, and it may be important because these guys will have to come back out and take the field also. They'll be chasing balls later on. Given Florida Masters is able to withstand the bowling force that we have here today. We have man like same Ken Williams there. We have Stanley, or Ray Stanley out there, that is waiting to get the ball in their hand. I probably be about third change. So, guys, I think we feature a very good bowling attack, you know, very good batting lineup. Also, you haven't seen the like of Wayne Coffers yet. You have not seen Mr. Bowes. Byron Bowes is out there waiting also. I think we're gonna need a list of all the players so we could, also give a highlight of the list here. So I'm gonna go down the Miami Reds poor card here and see if I could bring you some names. So on this pull, it's going back, it's coming around, and he drops it just inside the boundary. As you can see, Powell decided not to go for a second. So drop catch out there on the boundary. Just put down Ken Williams. So we're gonna see if we can give you a few of the players Miami Reds who would have won the toss and elected to bat. I know they weren't gonna take that field first. So we have Miami Reds player Alderman Lesman, and he'll be captaining the team today. And alongside is Byron Bowes, Clive Darman, Elton Tucker, Felix, Horace Stanley, myself, Camille Ali, Kenneth Williams, Sylvester Hickey, Wayne Cuff. So that's the starting, I wouldn't even say 11, the starting 13. You probably haven't heard this in cricket, but what this does, it allows us to enjoy the game. It allows us to enjoy the game in that we have 13 players who can take the field really, but only 11 of those players can bat. So it's a mix of having fun, enjoying the game of cricket, show up, somehow take the field. You don't have to bat, but you're able to bowl. You don't have to bowl, but you may be able to bat, or even to just get on the field of play. That's why we are out here, guys, right? So we see a cheeky little single here pushed in to the offside by Powell. A quick single to bring back Kenneth on strike. So Ken Williams is 31 from 30 delivery. Powell 21 from 26. This is one bounce out to the boundary. Fielder, he just waited, didn't put any effort in to come in and try to take that catch. So it's only a single, as we can see. Ken looked a little tired, hands on the hip, panting for breath. I tell you, it's not easy out here, guys, in the heat. Here we have a nice, easy single again. Well played by Powell. 64 for 1. 10 point. Actually, 11 overs being bowled. And 64 on the board. Both batsmen, being settling at the wicket. 55 runs from 52 deliveries. Strike rate of just 100 plus. This one is pulled just a square leg. Ken thought he would have gotten a single, but was turned back by Powell quickly. Powell is trying to keep the scoreboard ticking. Intention was to get that past the man there at square leg. And he comes back. He's back into that stroke. Straight out to the point man there. Easy single again. So good timing from Powell. Finding the gaps, taking the single. rotating the strike. That's what we call cricket, guys. It's all about rotating the strike. It's all about allowing the next batter to be comfortable knowing, you know, that the strike is being rotated. What a beautiful shot by Ken. And it's one bounce right out on the cover boundary. Only a single, but nevertheless a beautiful shot there from him. That's a very hard shot to play, especially for a man that's about 60 years old. I hope he don't crucify me from calling out his age here. I may not be correct, guys, but he's definitely up there. What a beautiful shot again here from Powell. This one is through the cover, and he said, Ken, let me show you how you do it. This is the way you do it. This is the way you play through the cover. This is the way you basically do the timing. This is the way you bisect the fielder. And this is the way you get a boundary. So it's a beautiful shot there from Powell through the cover. Similar shot to Ken that he only got a single for. But the difference is he actually knew where the fielders were, bisecting both fielders. And in the end, beautiful boundary to him. This time he just threw that gracefully back out to the man at point there. An easy single. So impressive batting here from Powell, who quickly moves up to 27, right there behind Ken, who is on 33. And the partnership continues to grow. It's 61 from 56 delivery. And Ken is flicking this. It's in the air. Don't think any fielder will get to it. Drop safely in the middle. Only a single, as they're not attempting to get a second one, even though I think they could have. But as I said, they're conserving their energy. They're basically pushing Florida Masters in the field, see if they could wear them out, tire them out, and then later on come and bowl them down, or basically have them being a little bit slower to run, getting the singles. If you're burned out and weary, then when you come to bat, it's gonna be challenging to cross, and take all the runs that's there. So I would say good going from these two batters, Ken and Powell, both playing responsibly, both having an understanding of each other, and basically developing a chemistry out there. You think they've been batting for years, but actually they both play for different team here in South Florida. And as old as they are, they're able to make their final 11 in their team. So that's a story of itself. They're great players, great cricketers. Not a good shot here, and as I said, only a single, as the guys are now learning to conserve energy. I think the heat of the day is taking a toll on them. It's very difficult for them, running between the wicket. So 35 to Kenneth Williams, 28 to Powell. Score is 73 for one, 12.2 overs. This one is stroke down to long off. Another easy single here for Powell as they continue to grow this partnership. It's about 65 off 60. So they're keeping ahead of the deliveries. Ken was about to go with that one. Get a little too much of the on the edge on the lower blade. Uh, got himself a single and a no ball being called. Then the bowler overstepped the crease. I think that's the only thing he could have done right there. There was no change in the field. Ken running a bit slow there. Attempted run out from the keeper, but no appeal seemed to mean he was home safely. Current run rate is 5.92, so projected score is like about 118. I think we would be able to get a bit more. I think the last 5 overs would be a little different. So now it's actually 13 overs being bowled. Seven overs to go. 76 on the board. It's good to see both players talking in the middle. You can see Ken signaling for some drink. Can tell he's thirsty, he's knocking the belly. So Miami Reds decide to come out with their red outfit. You can see Ken red and pink. Don't know how well that sell. So the red looks good with the pink. The pink is coming from the Palm Beach Hurricane. That's the team that Ken would have played for during the regular season. And this one is hit hard, and it should be going over the boundary. So a beautiful hit here from Powell, and that's a beautiful 6 over long off. Left-hander coming, taking on the bowler and hitting him straight down the ground. 6 runs to him. So beautiful stroke there from Powell. And the score goes to 82 for 1. His score goes to 36. And he goes again over the top. 6 more runs to him. So back-to-back 6 from Powell. As I said, last set of over is going to be much different. So that's 6 more runs to him. And the score goes up to 88. Back-to-back 6 here, Tucker. Powell is in a no-nonsense mood. I don't think he planned on running too much. Many more singles. He seemed to be taking it by boundaries.
Well, I think he's Powell is thinking that okay, we got it's just 13 overs. Like you still have a long way to go.
Goes again
And
this
goes
time.
the other way, and
Another 6.
4, the fielder signal 4.
Just a bit short.
Is that why you call it a no-nonsense mood?
Yeah, he seems like he have just turned on the turbocharge on the engine. All along Ken was going ahead, much faster than he was scoring. But we realized in 3 deliveries he have picked up the temper, and he's now 46. Ken is 36. 92 for 1. So I told you that the projection will change very soon. Now our projection is 136, so they're scoring at 6.81.
And I must give kudos to the umpire doing a very good game today, umpire Mohamed Tariq and Mr. Vincent Brown. Again, they're doing a wonderful job.
Yeah, we gotta give it up to our umpires here in South Florida. It's not easy to come day in, day out, stand in the sun, and to be consistent in their decision making. Sometimes they have some tough decision to make, but they always seem to make the right call. I personally like Mr. Vincent. He seems to have a very cool head, Mr. Vincent Brown. He have umpired many of the matches that I would have played in, and I really like his decision, whether it's for me or against my team. Giving the right decision in the moment of time. You gotta respect those umpires, and today not shy of doing similar job, good job. So now, guys, here we have Mr. Wayne Cuff. So another legend of the cricket here in South Florida. Well, another legend out of Jamaica when it comes to the Masters. Last year, I think he walked away with the trophy for the most centuries in the competition down there in Jamaica. So we have Mr. Wayne Cuff walking out. He's going to be joining Mr. Kenneth Williams. And what I should say here, you're going to have two States cricketers in the middle. So Ken Williams would have captained St. Elizabeth Technical High School in 1980. And I would say Wayne Cuff would have played up to the 90s. So, two different era, two different batsmen, but two class player coming out of St. Elizabeth Technical High School. Leaving school, Wayne Cuff would have gone on to the JDF, where he had played most of his cricket for JDF, also captain in JDF. Ken Williams would have moved here to the USA. What a shot from Wayne Cuff already through the cover. Not going to make it all the way to the boundary, but it surely shows that he's a man of class, and he starts first ball, single to him. I don't think he's going to walk out there with any no-nonsense move either. He doesn't take much delivery to get going, and as we have seen, that one was strokes through the cover for his first run. So a left-hander replacing another left-hander. And this one is cut from Ken. Straight out to the point man on the boundary there. So Ken playing his favorite shot, which is the cut. And he takes the strike. He moves on to 37. He's traveling just about a run of a ball. So the Miami Reds are 93 for 2, or 94 for 2 after 14 overs, 6 overs to go. Wayne Cuff is the new batsman to the wicket, joining Kenneth Williams. As I said, they both have a lot in common. And is a very good player of the spin bowler. So spin continues here. And this one is hit high and hard over mid wicket. 6 runs. What a beautiful shot from Ken. This one went far, high, hard. Pure timing there with a little bit of strength. He managed to get it all the way over the mid wicket boundary. So beautiful shot from Ken, take him up to 43 from 39. So he maintained a strike rate of over 100, actually a strike rate of 110. But guys, as we're here, we're looking out the weather. It's getting a little bit overcast. We're hearing a bit of rumble in the background, and the rain could come at any minute. But Ken is enjoying it, and he's going down the ground again. What a beautiful hit here. Another 6 to him. Beautiful hit by Ken, and that take him to 50. Oh, it's 49, one shot. So Ken edges closer to the 50 milestone, a half a century. That would be a boost for him in this first game here. So Nice hit there from Ken. I tell you, he's a good player of the spin bowler. It really poses no challenge to him. He sits and he waits. And he cuts this time out to the point boundary, and that will yield him 1 run, which will take him up to 50. So a good 50 from Ken. He's getting a bit of standing ovation here from his fellow players who's sitting in the stand. And I'll just go back over that list of players that we have, you know, in the Miami Red stand. So Alderman Lesman, captain in the team today. We have alongside him Mr. Byron Browse, Clive Dorman, Elton Tucker, who is the owner, manager, CEO of TVN Cricket Power Play, Felix Bisnot, Horace Stanley, myself, aka Mr. Ian Thomas, Camille Ali, Ken Williams, we know is at the wicket, Sylvester Hickey, and Wayne Cuff, who is at the wicket. What a shot again. Beautiful shot here from Wayne Cuff. Straight back out there to the man on the cover boundary. Another single to him. Keep the strike turning. Over. Getting back Ken Williams on strike, who is doing a marvelous job for his team. So, guys, we're going to be in for a treat this season with this Masters competition here. Scoreboard looking good for Miami Reds, 108 for 2 of just 14.4. And we see this one is going down to the boundary again. And another boundary here from Ken. And Ken is really making a mark. He's really getting into his style here. He is playing very aggressive, and that you can see the transition from just stroking the ball around this morning or earlier in the day to where he was pulling over mid wicket. We see where he was hitting down the ground, and we see he continues, taking on the bowlers, taking on the spinner here, and that's a beautiful shot. So Mr. Bidar is now feeling the hand of Ken Williams, and he cuts this time, cuts out to point. Beautiful shot here, and only yielding him a single, but nevertheless a beautiful cut shot. And that would have ended over. So he takes the strike again. So 115 for 2. 5 more overs to go. Not very often, guys, we get to see Wayne Cuff playing the second 50. Simple mean he is not the mainstream batsman right now. The main batsman there is Ken Williams, who would have been his senior in high school, or would I say one of the better batsman that would have been in the program ahead of him. I would say probably way ahead of him. It's Ken Williams, recall talking to Junior Bennett. He said Ken Williams was one of the better batsmen that have passed through the institution, St. Elizabeth Technical High School. Ken Williams was one of those batsmen during the days of Courtney Walsh that make Walsh look like a little spinner. And there he goes again, guys. He cut his into the boundary 4 runs. So that, I think, is his favorite stroke play. So 4 runs to him. So that's his pitch shot, and I was told by JB. He cuts and he cuts well. That one does yield him 4 more runs. So Ken is doing an amazing job here for the Miami Reds, taking them to 119 for 2, 15.1 overs being bowled. So at the wicket with him is no other than Wayne Cuff, who is a no-nonsense batsman himself. But at this point, he's been kept quiet because Ken is taking on the shoulder of these bowlers. Now we see the bowler is spreading it way down the leg side. Are they getting a little fearful of Ken? What he's doing out there is just nothing short of greatness. And this one edge down to the man there on the edge of the circle. Like a deep third man gully area. No man's land. Know what he's doing there. But brings another single to Ken. And now we put Wayne Cuff on strike. A lot of you guys want to see Wayne Cuff in action. Late last year in Jamaica, he did put on a show down there and coming out with a few hundred in that Masters competition. This year, guys, you could look out for them again coming back down in October. But only this time, Ken Winkoff will be bringing in his own team. He normally play with Atlanta, but this time he said the guys had asked him to put together a team, which he have decided to put together a team, and he will be feeding a full strength team that will be managing, probably captained by him, that will be coming to Jamaica. So Jamaica, look out for some great cricket this October when the Masters League will begin again. He told me we're gonna have some great cricketers of the yesteryear. He said Orlando Baker, Mr. Thumper will be there. This one is played down the ground here. Only a single. Ken Williams decided to take the strike. As I said, they're conserving energy. You're not running too many singles. As a matter of fact, he's dominating with the bat here, able to get the ball over the boundary with minimum effort. So why would you be worried about singles? This one is in the air and it's safe in the hands here. Catch taken. So Ken Williams will be coming out. I wonder if we're going to be seeing our captain Alderman going out. But as I said, this team is loaded with batters. So Ken coming in, 62 from 45 deliveries. Great batting from him. And as I just mentioned, Alderman is going out there. So guys, we're seeing some of the better players here in South Florida even being featured in this Masters competition. And what this is telling me is that the cricket is aging in South Florida. We don't see too many youngsters coming through the system. We can actually count the youngsters on our hand that is coming through. So with that said, a lot of these over 45 players are still playing in the regular season and making their team. So Alderman, also over 45, he's captain of the Miami Reds, a team that have been put together by no other than Ken Williams, who we just saw, walking off the field after taking on the bowlers of the Florida Masters team. 125 is already on the board. And on this field, as a bowler, I think we have enough runs, and whatever comes here will be bonus, as I think we still feel a very strong bowling team, mix of spin, medium, and I would say slow pace. That's where I put myself. Basically at my end days in terms of cricket. So at this point, I'm just enjoying the game and looking back to yesteryears when I probably used to sprint in, bowl at a much faster pace. At this point, just like everyone we see since they going out there, conserving their energy. And that's exactly what I'll be doing. But as Jonah Bennett would have said to me years ago when I was at Stets, he said, Talbase, once you put the ball in the right spot, it's always going to be difficult to play you. The fact that you're coming from a great height. Whoa. So we see the bowler throwing that one at the wicket straight into the back of Alderman. And he have taken a hard hit there. And I don't know why he would have thrown at the wicket. He was running right in between the wicket, which is the correct way to run. Just protect your wicket, you run, giving the fielder let's you don't give them a good view of the wicket to throw. So you want to run in between that wicket and the bowler. And Alderman did just that, but in doing that, he had taken a big hit to the back. And I think that should be painful. You can see he's getting off the glove. He's about to take this time. Trying to find that leg stop, but I think he's batting off one leg. So 126 for 3. That's the latest score here at the Mac Cricket Stadium. And as I said, this broadcast is coming to you from TVN Power Play, Cricket Power Play. You can find him on your YouTube channel. I say to watch, subscribe, share. Let everybody enjoy the feed. This one is stroke straight to and they're long off. Beautiful stroke. So now we have two left-handers at the wicket. So Miami Red is basically loaded with left-handers. This one is wide off the off stump. You see Alderman going to chase it. But so TV and Cricket Power Play, is the place for your latest cricket and fun clips. When you come out to South Florida, this is something that you want to watch. One was Sky in the Air by Alderman. Fielder didn't even attempt to get close to it, so it's another single. And that will bring Mr. Wayne Cup on strike, one that many of you guys haven't seen for a while. Well, here he is in the Masters tournament. And as I said, brought to you by TVN Cricket Power Play. Here, a shout. And it seems like the umpire didn't give him out. And the umpire said he's out. When Cup is saying the pad brushes the pad, the bat brushes the pad. So it's a tough decision for him here. But knowing the cricketer that he is, he'll tell them, it wasn't like that. But he's going to walk off the field. He's a disciplined cricketer. And that's sportsmanship. So when Cuff is walking back to the pavilion after appeal came from the bowler, when Cuff didn't thought he had an edge. As a matter of fact, he thought that the bat brushes his pad. He's coming back into the pavilion. So another wicket now for the Miami Reds. 128 for 4, 16.3 overs. 3.3 overs to go. So guys, I'm gonna take a minute and stretch my legs. I got some extension on here. A 6'7" standing tall. So don't want to sit too long here. So it's always good to be behind the cameras here. Bringing you live cricket with TV and Cricket Power Play, other than Mr. Elton Tucker, who soon be back in the hot seat here. He's also a part of the team. He's in the game also. So, it's cricket, lovely cricket, guys. This one down the leg side, and this one will definitely be called a wide. So the score will trickle up to 129. Still 16.3 overs. Stay straight back to the bowler, pick up on his follow through. No run there. So on your screen, you're seeing the batter is Elton, but I just gonna say to you, Elton is still here. So the batsman out there seems to be Stanley. I'm not sure what is. So it's Horace Stanley who is the batsman at the crease. He strokes that one just about point. Get himself a easy single. So Ori Stanley, also a very good medium pace bowler who is always on that difficult length, hard to play. Always be getting wicket. Always a partnership breaker. You could always count on him. So Ori Stanley batting along with the captain, Alderman Lessman. Very good captain here in South Florida. We have a lot of cricket down there in Myrtle Grove. Here we have Ryan coming back into the bowling after he was destroyed by Ken Williams. The last delivery to Ken went flying down here into the stand, right over his head. Stanley hit that one straight back at him. Got his hand in the way, a little pepper. No salt to rub in it, but good hit. I want to just take this time out to give a quick shout out to all the players in the Masters League. You know, this one is stroked straight down the ground by Stanley. We have two players, the two fielders coming across. First one picked up cleanly, and a throw that is right over the wicket, taken back here by Ryan, who is a bowler. It's a beautiful stroke by Stanley. Only yield him a single run. Nevertheless, a beautiful shot from him. Gets his captain back on strike. So the bowler is no other than Ryan. Not a stranger to us here in South Florida. Seemed like probably a fly got in the way while he was running in. You can see he's wiping his eyes, go back to his mark, wearing the number 9 jersey. So I'm gonna go out, guys, and take a little stretch of the leg. Probably take off the extension that gets me to 6'7". So we're just bringing back Mr. Elton Tucker into the hot seat. Mr. Elton, so far 131 for 4 on the board, 17.4 overs been bowled. Do you think this is enough for the Miami Reds?
I wouldn't say enough, but what I would say is we need as much as possible because cricket is cricket, and usually a batsman can go out there and he start to swing his bat, and as I said, he's making connection. He connect and the ball goes. And sometimes you may think, oh, I'm going to trick him, but not all the time that you get it. So it's possible that when you're playing cricket, you try to make as much as possible and don't underestimate the team that you're playing against.
All right, so I'm just going to make a quick roundup here. What would you think about the batting of Ken Williams and Powell? Both of them had steadied the ship here. They brought up a good partnership. They stabled the Miami Reds inning. First game for them. How are they looking?
Can you tell me why?
I've already explained to the viewers that they have Elton Tucker out there, but I can definitely testify that Elton Tucker is sitting right beside me, and it's Horace Stanley who is actually at the wicket. So Elton is like, you know what, I gotta get this changed because there's no way I'm gonna be facing 7 balls or 7 deliveries and be on 2 runs. So Tucker have taken a quick minute to go get this fixed. Not sure if he'd be able to fix it, as he's here in the commentary box with me. So he's like, man, this is not my style of batting. I'm not gonna be facing a over and just 2 runs on the board. So Stanley, if you're gonna keep that name, Elton Tucker, you gotta make some runs follow behind it. So we're gonna get a message out there to Stanley, let him know that they have him up as Elton Tucker, and Elton is not pleased with 2 runs from 7 deliveries. So Elton is coming back. So Elton, I just tell the crowd that you went out there to get this fixed because there's no way you're gonna be facing 7 balls and on 2 runs. So if Stanley's gonna wear that name today, he gotta get some runs behind his name.
That's exactly what we've been saying out there, that our Stanley is out there batting, not Elton Tucker. But at the same time, if he make over 20, then I'll take it. But
right now, the stats is not looking good for you, Elton.
It doesn't look too good right now.
Strike rate of 28.57.
Yeah, that's not.
On your worst days, you're better than that.
Yeah.
So, guys, I'll give the room a break, go stretch my legs, and you guys have a good afternoon and just continue to enjoy the cricket.
So, thank you, Mr. Yeah. And appreciate your time. You're welcome here at any time. That was Mr. Ian Thomas. So at the crease, you got Alderman Lesman and Ore Stanley. It's the end of the 19th over. Score is 132 for 4. And at the end of the 18th over, they're in the middle of the 19th over, 135 for 4. The score had just been updated. Once again, I must say thanks for all the listeners and the viewers. I would also to urge you to call a friend, tell a friend. Cricket is on, the Masters competition of the South Florida Premier League. So while the game had come to the first half, Miami Reds 153 for 5 in the 20 overs. It was reduced to 20 overs. So we will be having an inning break and we will be back in a short while. Again, Miami Reds 153 for 5 in their 20 over. Now the highlights of the innings is Ken Williams had made 62 and Powell had made 46. Oi. All right. The camera on. It's just one camera may I use because I'm thinking about the way. Okay. So I'm just I use. Okay. That's it. And I draw the export data. Okay. You know if you pause this if you want to. Yeah, man. If I like right.
All right, welcome back. Cricket, lovely cricket. Resuming, starting the chase here, we have the openers Neil Mungal and Vasu Korandu chasing a very, very competitive score made by the Florida Masters earlier on of 153 for five. Um, the Masters, they've got a real chase on their hands here. But they have a capable enough team, and this is shaping up to be a really exciting affair. We have Milton Barnes bowling, who bowls one on the leg stump and was smacked behind square for four on the leg side by Neil Mungal. So a fast, sort of exciting start here by the Florida Masters team. Florida Masters 14 for without loss after four balls. Gray skies here at McGround. Um, we've had lots of rain all week, and certainly today is a fear we're hoping will not be disturbed by the rain. But 5 overs is what will constitute a game in this 20 over affair. That's it. The end of Mr. Vasu Karandu. A ball on length outside the off stump. And Vasu Karandu on the front foot, opening the face of the bat, smashes it out the deep cover. And a really outstanding catch there by the man in the yellow cap, Wayne Cuff. Outstanding catch there by Wayne Cuff. And the Florida Masters have lost their first wicket at the end of the first over. It's 14 for 1, 14 for 1, chasing a target of 154 runs. The new batsman, heading out to the middle there is Shailesh Sharma. So Shailesh Sharma, sporting the number 6 on his back, heads out at number 3, and the second over will be bowled by Ian Thomas. So as Horace Stanley joins us here in the commentary booth, Horace Stanley's team, Miami Reds, earlier they elected to bat. They made a total of 153. Horace Stanley himself finishing off the innings there in a bit of a flurry, turning back the clock. Horace Stanley, how do you feel after that finisher knock out here earlier today?
Very tired, my friend. After running four runs, that's very, very hard to do for an old man.
Yeah.
But I managed,
Yeah, I saw there. I saw there that last run by
Icky.
or Sylvester Hickey really had you struggling.
Yeah, I didn't expect it. No, actually, I thought I was gonna, satisfy for two, but unlikely, he decided on four, and I said, just for shits and giggles, I went for.
Mhm.
You know,
Awesome. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. How do you see this affair shaping up here today? Obviously, a pretty good score on the board. The Florida Masters, though, they have a pretty good outfit. How do you see this shaping up, and what do you think are the keys to victory in this encounter today?
Oh, 154 is a formidable total. That's not easy to get with the kind of bowling that we have. Fact of the matter, that's one of the best bowlers in this time now as we speak. But we still have good bowling.
Mhm.
I was supposed to start the inning, but after that 4 run in the last over, I think I'll take a rest because we have other players that give some guys a chance. You know what I mean?
Right. I think if you put it in the context, also pretty heavy outfield conditions, large boundaries. So it doesn't appear to be an easy chase. But I think this Florida Masters team, they have some good players out there. So it should be competitive.
Very, very competitive because when you look at both teams, we're balanced. So this match could go either way. Still early days, so let's see. What how they prevail. But like I said before, the total 154, very, very good total, and the kind of bowlers that we have. But the Florida Masters, they have to a flying start, so we just have to slow them back. You know what I mean?
Right. Ian Thomas there, bowling the fourth ball of the second over. Ian Thomas known to really hit a sort of a focusing on that good length just outside the off stump. It looks like he's bowling a little bit, maybe what you reckon fifth, sixth stump today. Normally Ian Thomas tends to be a little bit closer to the batter. He's offering a little bit of width. What do you reckon of this second over here by Ian Thomas?
Well, not bowling for so long. I think Ian is just trying to catch his rhythm just a minute. So still, like I said, early days because it's first over for a long time. So hopefully in the second over we see what he got.
Right. So Shailesh Sharma here comes into strike for his first ball. Let's see what he has to offer here. So first ball, Ian Thomas, fast rising, sharp rising delivery. Just about on the leg stump line, and Shailesh fends it away. It falls short of square leg. The fielder there at square leg. Can you make up that fielder there for me, Horace Stanley? Campbell there. Sort of initiated a dive, but the ball fell short of Campbell, who was now moved over to that extra cover position to the left-hander Neil Mungal, who was on strike. Early stages, Horace, but Neil Mungal seems to be striking them pretty well so far.
Yes, very, 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 very good strike at the ball, and we not to forget that he's young, 45. So you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Then he a couple of centuries in the regular league as well. So it's a good batsman. Take nothing from him. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I think Neil also made 100 last tournament.
Yes. So,
All right, end of the second over here. 21 for 1. 21 for 1 at the end of over number 2.
yes, I think they need like 7.56 over now. They're going at 10 run over, so they're a little bit ahead of run rate right now.
Mhm.
So Tracy, what do you think?
It's early stages. Obviously, as you said, slightly ahead of the required run rate. But it's early stages. They've also lost a wicket, so we have to see how it really shapes up. I if you look at the Masters, the Miami Reds, they ended their power play for the loss of one wicket, and they were 31 runs. So it appears here that Florida Masters, at least in the initial stages, they are winning the power play. But of course, we know that the game is played over 20 overs, and we saw here where Ken Williams and Andre Powell really sort of made up a lot of ground there in the middle of the innings.
Yes, sir. They certainly did. Very, very good knock from Ken Williams and Andre Powell.
Mhm.
Fall like 4 short of his half century, but nevertheless, still a good knock.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what do you reckon? Obviously, it's the inaugural SFPL, South Florida Premier League Masters tournament. We see here where Masters cricket is being played. It's getting just so popular and being played all over the country, all over the world, really. So the South Florida Premier League's inaugural version of their Masters tournament, which should really serve as sort of a breathing ground for some of these local teams to perhaps identify some of these over 45s for these touring competitions. How do you see the first days going so far?
But so far, I was impressed, to tell the truth. And then the turnout to very, very good support. So, as the league progresses, you're going to see more and more turnout because I think a lot of people don't even hear about it yet. And for the first turnout, sorry to speak, it's a very, very good turnout,
And what about the cricket itself?
Very, very good so far. Very, very good. I like it.
Shadish there getting another delivery from Milton Barnes on the pads, and he sort of turns it off the pads there behind square, wrapped on the pads, and they get through for a leg by. 5:07 p.m. on a lovely Saturday, typical Saturday South Florida evening. Typical, I would say, of the last 2 to 3 weeks, where it's very overcast, imminent threat of rain, um, imminent threat of rain. Let's hope to have an undisturbed game here today. But as I mentioned before, 5 overs constitutes a game, and you could tell here that the Reds team, they're looking to get through these 5 overs.
It's a total, okay.
26 26 to 1. The par score is 22. So the Florida Masters just ahead here on Duckworth Lewis. They're 4 runs ahead on Duckworth Lewis, 3 runs ahead on Duckworth Lewis. So let's see here. It's certainly with the threat of rain, certainly something to pay attention to.
It's definitely Senor Tracy. We can rule out the rain, but like I said, it's over 20 overs. It's overcast just now, and if we have a couple of bowlers who can get the ball to to nip off the seam in this cloudy condition, I think it might be a plus.
Mhm.
What do you think?
Yeah, what do you reckon about this ball? We have heard reports it's a new cricket ball that has been installed by the league in this competition. We've heard reports that this ball swings a lot more. What do you reckon?
Well, I'm yet to see the ball. I overheard the conversation, but I'm yet to see it because remember I didn't start. So definitely.
And as we speak here, Ian Thomas comes in for the fourth over, and we're getting a little bit of rain, as we mentioned there, Horace, with the Masters now at 27. Let's see what happens over the next 5 to 10 minutes because this will get very interesting.
Very, very. It's so sad to say that we let them, push on so much runs. Fact of the matter that they lose a wicket. But if we should get one more wicket in this over, then I think we'll be in the game.
Par score is 23, so something to pay attention to. So Ian Thomas here, sticking to this wide line outside the off stump, bowling on a very good length, slightly wider than the usual line, taking the ball across the left-hander with the angle. Let's see how Ian closes out this over. Again, a full delivery outside the off stump. Neil Mungal comes forward and drives, and it squirts off the outside edge down to backward, deep backward point, and the batsmen scurry through for 2 runs. Mr. Stanley.
Well, it's a Tallman, Ian Thomas beginning to bowl. That's a very, very good line. But I think bowling that kind of line and a little bit outside the line of the off stump, you should have a gully and a, point, because he tend to get the edge from McGorrell. So I think this one, see how he bowling.
And this, the batsman Mungo smashes this one back at Ian Thomas, who sticks the right hand out, and this ball ricochets down to Milton Barnes there. And the batsman again come through for a single, and this will bring Shailesh Sharma, Secretary of the South Florida Premier League, back into strike. Shailesh bears on 4 runs of 5 deliveries. Neil Mungal is on 18 from 13, and full delivery from Ian Thomas. Shailesh plays a hike, really.
Yeah,
a hike,
yeah.
looking to really smash this ball.
No man's land.
Maybe out to Port St. Lucie.
I should imagine.
It goes through to the keeper Alderman Lesman. And again, a somewhat ungainly pike, which sort of goes off the bat into the pad and into the offside region, and good sort of finish there by Ian Thomas. Again, no run off that ball.
So here again, continues to hold a very, very good line. Outside line of stump as instructed by his teammate or his captain, and he's been bowling very good. Better over there from Ian. Arjun, what do you think?
Yeah, again, I think a slightly wider line than we're used to seeing from Ian Thomas there, but a very effective sort of over. Ian Thomas has bowled 2 overs, 12 runs, no wicket. Clive Dorman, I believe that is actually Milton Barnes, 2 overs, so 18 runs. But as you mentioned, that last over, a very good over, just 4 runs from that over. It seems there like the batsman Shailesh Sharma is in a bit of trouble. He's gone down in a bit of pain, and potentially I see here the physio is running out onto the field to make sure that the batsman is okay. But the state of the game, it's 30 for 1 in 4 overs. The last over of the power play coming up, and the power score is 28 runs, which means the score at this point after 4 overs to win would be 29. Of course, we know 5 overs constitutes a game, so the Masters are 1 run behind. 1 run ahead at this point. So a critical 5th over here coming up, with the rain threatening to come down here at the Mac Stadium here in West Delray Beach.
Yes, sir, certainly. But like I say, I mean, I'm not from this side. You should know we have a overcast condition just now. What do you think about the rain? I mean, that doesn't fall out there. I know if it'll be rain or not. You're from West Palm Beach, so tell me a little about the weather up here.
Yeah, I mean, the weather patterns have been fairly, predictable. Over the last couple of weeks, obviously, there's been a lot of rain in this area, and especially at this time of the day. So my expectation is that we will be getting some pretty heavy showers today. I don't believe that this game will go the full distance, but let's hope that we get some good cricket in.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Hope and pray. Leave everything to the master.
So Shailesh has recovered. He's now up. We see where Neil Mungal being struck on the pads. Milton Barnes and the inner circle going up for a loud, unconvincing appeal. Really, I mean, these guys went up pretty loud, but they didn't seem too convinced.
They were not playing. Stand his ground.
Mhm. A full toss there by Milton Barnes. Looks to have slipped out of his fingers there, and umpire Vincent Brown has signaled no ball and a free hit. So very critical delivery coming up here. A free hit to the batsman Neil Mungal. So same batsman on strike, which means there's no change to the field. The batsman swings at this one and it squirts off the inside edge and goes to backward square leg, and the batsman come through for a single. It brings Shailesh Sharma back into focus with the number 6 on his back.
So Charlotte Chama have getting that hit, like he had recovered the physiotherapy, had done a good job, and he's back batting again.
Masters cricket here, the 2024 inaugural Masters competition, South Florida Premier League Masters competition, the first day of this tournament. And the earlier fixture, we saw the Master Blasters team, owned by Philem Davis. They came up against the Florida Hurricanes, owned and operated by Rizwan Mohammed, and we saw there a very exciting encounter with the Master Blasters coming out victorious in the end. Very very exciting affair.
Another full toss. Like some. I don't know about the Okay, so you're not missing any cricket. Is a change of over on about now. As the Florida Reds is in on counter against the Florida
Florida Masters.
Florida Masters, and Ian Thomas is about to take up his encounter again with a beginning of the 6th over with the Florida Masters now with Florida Reds about to defend their total of 154, or fighting real hard, about to get the 6th overs on about now, bowled by Ian Thomas.
As mentioned earlier, Master Blasters prevailed over the Florida Hurricanes. Florida Hurricanes sent into bat of 141 for 7, with Muhammad Afzal Qureshi top scoring with 44 of 48 balls. Huda making 20. Sundar contributing with 16 runs for for the Master Blasters, Cleveland Salesman, 5 overs, 2 for 20. Priyanthal Leonid, 5 overs, 2 for 25. And Antoine Charlie, 5 overs, 2 for 40. In the reply, Mega Master Blasters with Ashton Dennis, top scoring with 38 runs from 46 deliveries. Balinayak not out on 33, steering the chase home for the Master Blasters team with 33 of 30 deliveries. O'Neill Walker smashing the field at the end there, 19 of 13. For the Hurricanes, Junaid, 3 wickets for 23 runs. Huda with a good all-round performance, 1 for 9. And Rizwan Mohammed bowling 4 overs, 1 for 25 runs. Back to live action here. Ian Thomas still maintaining that immaculate line just outside the off stump. I think he's pulled his line a little bit closer, and you can see here him getting better and better every over.
That's what I told you. That was first overs for him, and then as you can see, the first over went for like 9 runs, I think, and then he came back, bowling very good, bowling 2 for 12, and then this one now is still. So he has conceded 3 runs in this over so far. Very good bowling by Ian Thomas. And he got a lot of height. I think he's like 6'8", thereabout. It's still growing.
Florida Masters, 40 for 1, just ahead of the par score. Par score of 38, target score of 39. So really close affair here. Just really paying attention to the weather. Very, very close affair as Ian Thomas bowls one, which is just on the leg side. The batsmen appear to have sort of stepped inside the line here and it's not given a wide by umpire Tariq Mohammed.
As brushes off his tie.
Okay.
So,
so end of another Ian Thomas over, and the score after 6 after the power play, 41 for 1.
I'm leaving the pool. I'm going to go field now.
All right, thank you, Mr. Horace Stanley.
Thank you, sir. No problem, my fine friend.
We welcome here Ryan Graham, medium pace bowler from the Florida Masters team here, sporting the green and black. Ryan, how do you see this encounter going? How do you feel? 41 for 1 in reply to 143 for 5. And before you even get into it, congratulations on a good spell out here today.
Thank you. I'd say the game is poised for, like it's going to be poised for the good finish. You know, so far in the power play, you know, looking good. So keep on, you know, ticking away in the middle overs here. Stay ahead of the run rate. And it should be good.
Absolutely. Neil Mungal here going well, striking the ball pretty well. He's 27 of 22 deliveries. A bit of a, you know, slightly slow start here from Shailesh Sharma, but he's keeping Neil's company, and they're forming a decent, what appears here to be a decent partnership.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Neil is attacked, you know, getting the odd bunch here and there, and you know, like you say, even though Shailesh is great, you know, keeping it ticket on the other end, supplementing a nice little support. So that's good.
And what do you think about this Miami Reds outfit here? They seem pretty formidable unit, pretty balanced unit out there today as Sylvester Hickey runs in. I see that ball swinging from leg to off prodigiously, striking the batsman on the pad and heading down to the fine leg area for a leg bye. What do you reckon?
I mean, I'm kind of biased to all this red because I'm so used to playing against them in the South Florida League, and I see that Myrtle Grove red every other week, and come here and in this Masters tournament here and seeing this red again. I love them boys, but bias against the red I get to see.
I reckon you're not fond of seeing this red out there. I will caution you, Mr. Graham, by saying there is no team in our league that wears a red outfit. Grove wears a burgundy outfit. So there are burgundies, there are pinks, there's orange. But I'd caution you by saying there are many reds. Good rotation of strike here by Charlotte Sharma, just sort of rocking back on the back foot, allowing this delivery and squeezing it out to the cover area where Byron Bowes picks up, but the batsman came through for a quick single. Good rotation of strike. And this is what the Florida Masters team have to do. It's not all about boundaries. It's a large spread here of his outfield, and also the outfield is a bit wet from last night, so a little bit slow. And as I say that, Neil Mungal smashes this delivery over the mid-wicket area for a six. Excellent shot there by Neil Mungal.
It was a terrific shot. Terrific shot. Well needed boundary too.
Mm-hmm. So the Masters are really doing a good job here of staying ahead of that Duckworth Lewis target score. Good comeback here from Sylvester Hickey to end this over with a dot. At the end of over number 7, the Florida Masters, in reply to 153, they are 51 for 1.
Looking good.
For sure. So how are you enjoying your first outing?
I must say, man, but not having playing in a couple of weeks, it's challenging out there in the heat.
Mm-hmm.
The heat, the Florida heat here is something different.
Yeah.
It was a nice little first inning there though. Right? The heat, man, it's
For sure.
it takes a toll.
This ground, sort of in an open space. It's usually one of the grounds that really sort of holds this heat.
Yes.
I'm sort of, not qualified on the sort of meteorology end, and I don't really understand some of the specifics of why the variances are so stark from ground to ground here in South Florida. But what I can say is that this ground is really one of those places where guys are absolutely baking out there.
Yeah, this ground it sits like kind of in a hole. So once that heat gets in, it just sits in there, man. You got to constantly stay hydrated out there.
Mm-hmm. All right, so a bit of a change for the Miami Reds. Now we're going to see a bit of leg spin. Byron Bowes here comes in to bowl the 8th over, and Shailesh Sharma goes on the back foot and plays it out to wide long on. And again, what's really good here about the approach of the Florida Masters is that they're rotating the strike and getting the scoreboard to tick over very regularly.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Like you said, you get your odd boundaries here and there, but once you keep it ticking, it will frustrate the fielding team. And you just gotta keep on doing what's working for you. Hopefully they get home.
Again, good rotation of strike here. Neil Mungal goes on the back foot, pushes this one to the cover area, and the batsmen come through. As you can hear, the thunder's roaring in the background, and a slight peak of the lightning. And knowing being familiar with this South Florida weather, it's not looking very good out there, Mr. Grant. The Florida Masters loses Charlotte Sharma here, going via the LBW route to Byron Bowes. A full delivery. Looks like just around on the leg stump area. Charlotte sort of went after a sweep. Bad shot selection there based on the length of that delivery, and struck in front and given out, sent packing by umpire Tariq Mohammed. Thank you, Mr. Graham, who leads the commentary booth. And the new batsman there, number 60. Heading out to the middle.
Okay, guys, so welcome to cricket, lovely cricket, TV and cricket power play. And as you can see, is the Masters Cricket League, Miami Reds versus Florida Masters. So Miami Reds, we made a total of 153 for 5 in our 20 overs. Now Florida Masters 53 for 2, 7.4 overs. So guys, I'm just coming off the field, and I must say it's difficult being out there. The run-up, first of all, is very challenging. It was a very challenging run-up for me to get to the wicket. There's a step there in between the end of the matting, and it's like being conscious of where my foot will land before I even get into that flight in the air. So I could never have a good run through. It's kind of unbalanced hill there, but nevertheless I got through 3 overs, and we're now almost 8 overs in, and they're 53 for 2. So I think all we need to do is kind of now draw back on that score rate. Early they got off to a flyer, but as the game progressed, I really believe that the captain, Desmond, along with Ken Williams now on the field, they will come up with a plan that will restrict these players to less than 153 in the 20 overs. So the target is 101 runs in 12 overs. We still have 8 wickets to go. So the current run rate is 6.63, required is 8.4. So if we bowl some dot deliveries, then it will only get steeper. I think we're going to have Horace Stanley coming into the attack. Very, very soon. And we see the current bowler, Mr. Sylvester Hickey. he's throwing himself around in the field, getting that ball back to the captain himself and the keeper, Mr. Lessman. Good toss there, played right back down the ground to the bowler. I think the batsman should have done much better with that one, but luckily for us, he didn't. Not bad bowling from Hickey, giving up a single here and there will hurt us. It's the boundaries that will hurt us at this time. So you're watching live cricket from TVN Cricket Power Play right here in South Florida. TVN Cricket Power Play will bring you live broadcasts of most of the matches being played here in South Florida. Also, a lot of clips, mishaps, jokes. So you just follow, love, and share. This one is coming down to fine leg, and it should not make it to the boundary. Good sprinting here from Bisnath. Restrict the batters to only 2 runs. So good delivery there. Pretty much overcast out there, but yet still the heat penetrates. Well done, Lessman. He moved an inch out of the crease. Trust me, he's going to be walking back. Lessman is a very good keeper. Keeps up to the wicket. Have safe glove. Great glovemanship. And he will stump you out. So a very good first over also from Bowes, who is now coming back from the northern end. Not one of the mainstream bowlers, but whenever you call upon him, he's always delivering. So we expect him to do exactly what the captain would have asked him to do. Restrict the batsmen to just singles and get the wicket ever so often and slow them down tremendously also. Don't allow them to get into any momentum or any rhythm. So both tosses from hand to hand, and Lessman basically setting his field. You can hear the thunder and lightning. Not a very good time for commentary. Very good delivery there by Bowes. Dot ball. Every dot ball simply means required rate goes up by digits. It should only be a single. So Byron Bowes is doing exactly what his captain Lessman would have asked him to do. Tight bowling. And you could ask for better bowling from him than what he's doing right now. Not sure what the fielder went up to him to say, but I only think the message I would have for him to just continue doing what he's doing. He's doing an exceptionally good job at containing the batsman. And also what he's doing is giving a little flight in his delivery. So he's asking the batter to come and get it. So let's see how brave you You are. Let me see you leave that crease. And I tell you, they're not willing to chance less man behind the wicket. Because if they miss, he's gonna hit. Whether it's down the leg side or outside the half stump, he's that aerobatic, athletic keeper that he'll get you out. He'll work the magic. You'll just be out of the crease and he's gonna stump you out. So this run rate is edging up to 9 runs required per over. Well bowled, Mr. Byron. Doing a great job right now. Couldn't have asked for better, especially coming in at this time. Getting into midway mark. So it's pulled to mid wicket and it will go to the boundary for 4 runs. It's the only bad delivery that I've seen they have both for this over because it was quite short midway the wicket and the batsman have as much time in the world that he could turn, look at it, pick his spot, and he did that quite well. 4 runs to the batsman. $60 for 2. So 64 for 2. Required run rate keep fluctuating between 8.8 and 8.9 required. Well done. Well, good finish to that over. Philly finished with a dot ball. So from his 2 overs thus far, he had only gone for 8 runs. Icky on the other end, 2 overs, 15 runs. Not sure who will be coming in next. But the team is coming in now. Half time. 64 for 2. Required run rate is exactly 9 runs and over. All right, guys. Guys are coming in with a little smile on the face because they know they have survived the first half of this 2020 T20. So if you're wondering what's happening, we're just taking a little break, a little tea break, if you ask me. Guys, catching up on a little refreshment, treating themselves. Who is not having water is really having Gatorade. Guys, we're halfway there. 10 overs being bowled, 64 runs on the board, and they're chasing a total of 153 for victory. 54. Like umpire is giving an extra minute here, but I've been out there all day. Obviously, he's also a little bit weary. Mr. Vincent Brown is one of the standing umpire. No nonsense man. I can see him here at the distance walking back to the field. Probably thinking about a bathroom break before he get back on that field. This morning or earlier today, Ken Williams and Powell, they both would have batted well and setting this total here for 153. Ken Williams make a decent half century. Powell just shy of the half century. Nevertheless, a beautiful innings from him. Between them both, they had over 100 partnership. So it's about time for them to take back the field. So we're back at the wheels here again, guys. Miami Reds versus Florida Masters. Miami Reds amass a total 153 for 5 in their 20 over. Florida Masters is now 64 for 2, halfway there, 10 overs. So here we go. Seems like Wayne Puff is in the bowling attack here. It's a very good move right there to have a veteran man who knows the game quite well coming in at this point where pressure could develop in a bits of few balls. But he would have known exactly what it takes to calm a storm since he's been out and about for many years. So what a beautiful delivery here from Winko. That one actually turning the batsman around. Dean Mungal is batting pretty well. He is 44 off just 34 deliveries. Robinson is 2 off 8. He needs to get his strike rate up there. Good show for leg before. We can see that the keeper was never interested. He had a good look at it. He thinks it was probably going down leg. He didn't really go through that appeal. Beautiful delivery down the leg side. Was your chance of a stump. That's what he's seeking. Pulls the batsman out for the hand drive. Beaten all over, but this one was unable to follow through, clean him up. But Wingbuff did not wait for any help. Just basically did it all by himself. So hold that one straight on. Batsman got it straight in the pad. Walking back to the pavilion. It's Robinson who did not seem to present any threat to this Miami Reds, especially Winkoff, who is an experienced veteran, man who have played many years, wear many caps. Just pulled a beauty of a delivery to dismiss Robinson. So Zim Khan walking out to the middle. 66 for 3, 10.5 overs been bowled. So Winkoff here coming on and doing the job that Captain Lessman would have asked him to do. As I said, you have two senior players out there that is managing the on-the-field duties, and Lessman and Ken Williams. And now they have the experienced Cuff who is bowling from the southern side of the ground, giving it some air, bowling flat also. So he's really mixing it. And that comes with experience and knowing the batsman. So very good over there from Winkoff. The 11 overs been completed, 67 runs on the board, 3 wickets down. So So the one rate that is required is climbing up 9.67, and Bowes continues to go. What a delivery! Straight through the batsman. Bit of conversation between Bowes and one of the fielders. Teammate here an adjustment. Should only be a single here. Straight down to Bisnock. Bowes is adjusting the field for Neil, who seems to be the aggressor, leading his team. He's close to that half century, and that's the wicket that they would need. And it seems to be containing him quite well. Only a single here. So Bowles is really doing an awesome job restricting the batsman to just singles and not boundaries. As a single won't beat Miami Reds. Boundaries may. But a very good pick up there down on the boundary. Well ball, well ball. 70 for 3. Well over completed. 10.38 is the required run rate right now. So we have to continue from the northern end, the southern end. Ball duty for over. Where he that. Let's stay blessed. He picked up the wicket. Now here we see a white ball, and that is the fact that he's trying to stay outside of the off stump. We know that he likes it. He likes it on the leg side where he could pick it up over mid wicket, backward a square. So he's trying to stay as much on the offside as possible, which is good thinking. Here he gives him a single and get the new batsman on the strike. So that's also another strategy to use to get the seasoned batsman off the strike and let the new batsman faces most of the deliveries. That's what Puff is doing right now. For catch. Another batsman is walking back into the pavilion. Another batsman falls to the bowling of Wayne Goff. As I said, he's a senior cricketer. He's a experienced cricketer, and he basically knows the game quite well. He reads the game quite well, analyzes each batsman quite well. So that's the person you want to have bowling at this time. So what he did, he actually offered the strike to the new batsman, incoming batsman, let him try to go over the top, play through the line. You know, he's fresh at the wicket, gonna be much more challenging than allowing me, who is a set batsman, been there for a while. You know, he's seen it quite well, so you could keep him off strike as much as possible. Then it gives you a better chance of winning this game, or of at least slowing down the run rate, which is really important here. So we can see this run rate, it is climb up to 11, and another wicket there. This one is driven straight back at bowler. Easy ball and card there from Wayne Goff, who have grabbed 3 wickets in the split of just 2 overs. Well done, Wayne Goff. Good going. And the run rate have definitely been checked. So with 5 wickets down, only 73 runs on the board. Oh, they have bowled as Tucker. Beautiful bowling here from Byron Bowes. However, the scoreboard does not reflect the name. I think they have gotten the bowling and the name kind of mixed up. I hope they'll be able to fix this at the end because Bowes has bowled a tremendous spell. 4 overs, very few runs coming off him. He was able to do exactly what the captain asked him to do, stabilize the innings and restrict the batsmen to singles and not boundaries. And he did exactly that. And then we see from the other end, captain have also put in Winkoff, who is doing a tremendous job, also slowing down the other end, and not just slowing down, but also picking up wickets. So Winkoff have 2 wickets to his name from only 2 overs, 3 wickets to his name from just 2 overs, and only 6 runs been scored off his bowling. Good bowling here from Winkoff. Really finding a very good line and length here, giving the batsmen all sort of problem. Just tossing it just outside the off stump. Batsman Neil seems to have no weave, though he's been batting quite a long while. But as I said, he's mixing it up. Variety of deliveries. He's a bowler who keeps thinking. Kind of read the batsman. He's one step ahead of the batsman every time. This one is way in the air. Do we have a catch here? That's a miss. Judged by Byron Bowes out there on the boundary. That would have been his 4th wicket. So that's a terrible drop catch there from Byron Bowes. That one was a quicker delivery. Well thought out. That ball. Very good bowling from Winkoff. Now we're gonna see the man of the moment, Mr. Elton Tucker, and that's the CEO, owner, producer of TV and Cricket Power Play. We finally get to have him in front of the camera. Normally he's behind the camera, but this afternoon we get to have Mr. Elton Tucker, the owner, manager, producer of TV and Cricket Power Play. We're gonna see him gonna be bowling his spin. So we actually have him in front of us this time rather than him being behind the cameras hiding. We normally hear the voice coming through the speaker or the entertainment unit, but here you are with some spin. First delivery, a very good delivery, only a single. Here. So here we have some old veterans coming back, guys. We're in the number 14 with Mr. Elton Tucker. That's a senior, that's a daddy, that's a big man out there. Going, going down the ground there. Should have a fielder coming around just about now. It should only be 2 runs. I think once he's able to cut the boundaries, then his captain will be pleased. This one is in the air. Do we have a catcher? Someone is approaching it, but it fell short in the middle. Only a single. So good bowling so far from Mr. Tucker, TVN producer, owner, manager, CEO. He's the man behind these camera lens, guys. He's the man who brings cricket to you guys on a regular basis from South Florida. Coming in at crucial points here when the run rate need to be slowed down. Just so to ensure victory for the Miami Reds. Beautiful bowling from him so far. And the run rate is really climbing. The required run rate is 16.15 at the moment. So 16 overs now being bowled. Only 86 runs on the board. Needing 69 runs in just 4 overs. Required run rate is 17 runs and over. 4 overs. Tall order here. So you see where Elton Tucker pops up. You said he bought 4 over for 9. When Cuff is on a roll here, just 3.1 overs and only 9 runs coming off him. He got 3 wickets and should have had a 4th one. It was an easy catch put down by Byron Bowes. This one is going high and hard. Can they take that catch? No, it's all over the boundary. 6 runs. Wayne Cup will definitely have to think about it. These batsmen, they're going to be going all out. But you know, the required run rate is just a little too much. And this one is going again. 2-6-2 deliveries. Cannot continue down that length to Neil to get it on the half stump. Cannot set field for bad bowling. He needs to pitch just outside half stump. That's it. That's where you need to keep it. Outside the half stump and even further wider the crease. Because Neil seems to be very strong on the onside. That's it. That's more like it. Just out there. Puffy knows better. Don't go down the leg side. Need to stay off the leg side. End up back over. 56 needed in 3. Eighteen runs and over. Elton Tucker will be the bowler. Coffee's finish. So this is gonna be a tidy over here. This is T20 cricket. Anything can happen. Singles are okay. Just to avoid the boundaries. So the heel is on 66 is the danger. That the wicket. So I gotta be mindful that he's strong on the onside. To beat the ball on the offside. As you can see, he's taking it from the offside, going all the way to the leg side. It's good to have him off stride there. So I say the singles won't hurt you with the big boundaries. Partnership have already yields 28 runs off 27 deliveries. That's not gonna win it though. That's strike rate. It's a good swing there. That one will go all the way to the boundary. No. It's 2 runs. Elton is able to maintain his line and length, then we should be okay there. Very beautiful delivery. Good throw from point. Keep the new batsman on strike. As I said, Neil is the danger. How is that? Not outside the umpire. Throw at the stump, knock them over, but he's safely home. But good bowling there from Elton Tucker. Beautiful delivery from Tucker again. Senior citizen. Experienced bowler, been around a long time. It's a very good over. So now the required run rate is 22.6. So these last 2 overs, they'll be expected to get at least 49 runs. We have a new bowler coming in, Clive Bowman. This one is going. Gone. 6 runs. Dangerous Neil can't go down the leg side on him. Maintain that off stump line. That's a bit of delivery. Here we go. Well taken here. So, inning of Neil Mungal finally comes to an end. 78 runs. Well played. I think that's the only spark that Florida Master had left. But we have Ryan going out. Spark been just put out just now. Ball on a single. That's all he needs to do. Good bowling here from Clive Dorman. Excellent bowling. So it's just about an over to go. 39 runs is required. So see right there, batsman have injured himself trying to swing that ball. Got himself in an awkward position, and we can see he's been led off the field. Base bowler that is coming on. See that he twisted his back. Something. He's holding on to his hip. And my bowler is now going to be Kamil Ali to bowl the final over. All he is required to do is not to bowl a no ball. And he would have won this game easily. So that's number one dot ball. To deliver one run. Excellent bowling. So we could almost say Miami Reds is about to take this one. Swing and a miss, and he's stumped out, if you ask me. Good wicket to have there, Kamil Ali. And it seems like they're gonna call it a game. So Miami Reds have taken their first game, convincing win here. And I think this total was just a little bit too much for the Florida Masters. 153. That was scored in the 20 overs, just 5 wicket loss. Here we have Florida Masters in their chase, only able to get to 115. And well played, Miami Reds. Good try, Florida Masters. Better luck next time around. So, guys, we just want to thank you for watching on TVN Cricket Power Play. This is where you get the best cricket here in South Florida. Excellent batting from Neil, and he's the only one who seemed to have put up a little resistance to this bowling. It's a very balanced team, Miami Reds. Good batting, bowling to the depth. So, cricket, lovely cricket, guys. There you have it. Final score: Miami Reds 153 for 5, Florida Masters 150%. Thank you. That's it from here. Coming to you from Mac Creation Cricket Ground down here in Delray. Thanks to TVN Cricket Power Play. Great cricket, great entertainment. Keep watching, keep sharing.
Hmm?
All right, see ya.
Yeah, but just, yeah, man. Yeah, cool.